Archangel Revelations, where I am doing the intuitive part of Pisces annual reading between March 2024 now going into March of 2025 next year. And if you could please thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe to my channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. I want to start you off with this message here from the divine. Know that Jesus in me loves you. And I get these messages from Jesus, from God. So if you don't believe in that sort of thing, I understand. I will take it or leave it, take it with a grain of salt. But I practice many religions, and I am not even religious, I'm spiritual. And I used to practice many religions, but now I consider myself just spiritual. I don't even consider myself religious. But you may hear me talking a lot about Jesus and God, and that's because that's my higher power. That's who I show my fealty to. But I do not judge here. This is a judge-free zone, okay? If you show your fealty to Satan, if you show your fealty to Yahweh, Gautam Buddha, Hare Krishna, whoever you show your fealty to, I do not judge here. And some of those messages that I'm giving to you are for you as well. So please don't leave the platform just because I preach the word of God and Jesus. Please don't cast shade upon me. There are messages here for you as well. All right, so let's take that into consideration. Thou shalt not judge. It's a sin. So Pisces, 2024. I was looking over last year's spread that I did for you, and last year you got the dark lightning. Last year, where you have to apologize and promise clear spreads. It seemed very unclear, even like it was very dark in your spread. So this year I shed light and I made it more clear. So I promised to make your reading clearer this year, because last year was very unclear. But there was a lot of grounding here in that starts right now in 2024. Grounding doesn't just consider earthing, like putting your feet on the ground. You can actually put your feet in the water. You could put your feet on any type of earth matter, crystals, rocks. You could just put your feet flat on, your floor, if it's a wooden floor, So grounding doesn't really, you don't really have to go outside. You could do it inside as well. I just want to make that clear. So this year I did a Celtic cross spread for you concerning a particular issue. So you may look back on that. That's part 1. But last year, we had gone over the chakras, going through all the chakras centers. So it's very spiritual, very grounding, starting from the root with love in the heart, sacral grounding in the root, the solar inspiration, sacral, heart, spiritual, crown, throat, divine wisdom, star, third eye, angels, masters, you got the star, and then the crown, creativity, sacral. This year, I noticed a lot of your chakra centers were focusing mostly on your throat, your third eye, and your crown chakra. So you have definitely upgraded since last year, since 2022 going to 23, 24. So you're making progress. But there is a lot of devotion here for a person. You have love, loyalty, or enthusiasm for a person actively, or a cause. It doesn't have to be a person. It could just be a cause that you have love, loyalty, and enthusiasm for. So I did have a prophecy here concerning drought, murky water. If it is still, do not drink it. There's something about water this year Be careful of the water you are ingesting that you drink. Be wary, be leery of it. You may have to boil it. There may be bacteria in it. Walk around it. Don't go in it. Don't go through it. Even flowing water is going to be debatable. So I encourage people to think and bring balance to this issue. Bring balance by boiling your water. Bring balance by blessing your water before you drink it. Bring balance by, getting waters that are in containers that are glass and not plastic. These are all kinds of issues I'm seeing. Also, drought in certain regions, they're going to be without water, so you might have to stock up on water supply. Okay, because consideration of others who might be overusing it, wasting it. So be cautious of that as well, because there may be times where you'll be without water for long periods of time for your plants, for your vegetation, for your trees. So keep that in mind this year. Also, we will have to keep the flow and flushing out where we can, Pisces. That is you. You are always flushing and flowing and keeping it going. I recognize bliss in your sphere for some of you during the rapture. Now, the rapture is actually a feeling of intense pleasure or joy. Some people think the rapture is, Jesus is going to come, we're going to float up to the sky and be saved. But this rapture I'm talking about is a different kind of rapture. This rapture is more of a feeling, an intense pleasure or feeling of joy, almost like you are going through the rapture where people are flying up to the sky. But it's a good feeling. It's a feeling of knowing. It's a feeling of knowing that that's going to come. It's a feeling of being happy and content with where you're at, with happiness and bliss. That is going to happen this year for you, for some of you. For some of you. Not all of you. This message is not for everybody. Okay. Another message is no more playing small, because we are in the year of the dragon, Pisces. So no more playing small for you. You've been playing small for a very, very, very long time, and it's got to stop. You are not small. You are not small, Pisces. You are very large, in fact. We are going through a global awakening where ascended masters are here at this time, and you may be a master of both spiritual and the physical realm, my friend. You are very big. An unconditional love for self may be of assistance in leading others with telepathy, compassion, tantric practices. To be devoted to your divine counterpart, there is a sacred sexuality here, a sacred union happening, shifting to the new earth. This is going to be brilliance. Brilliant moment. Shifting to the new earth, bringing intense brightness of light and vividness of color, an exceptional talent. Maybe you behold an exceptional talent or intelligence, Pisces. You behold these things of brilliance, because right now there's a shift happening to a new earth, and it's bringing the high priest kings and the high priestess queens into unity and back into reality. This actually was an Isis ritual to piecing together Osiris. And what they call it is the Kundalini awakening. We are undergoing an initiation when you read the Sophia codes. You may bring about with frankincense, myrrh, metaphysical, and healing properties of herbs this ritual practice. For some, this message is for some, not for everyone, but for someone that I'm talking to today, Pisces. You are in here. And it would be wise to do some meditations to help heal trapped emotions that you're having, Pisces. It would be very wise of you to do so. And you are an intelligent one. I think that is your superpower. Some have exceptional talents. Some have this brightness of light and vividness and color to them. But you, my friend, are intelligent and wise one. Pisces. I'm sorry I don't have more great messages to give you, but they're still coming. I have some. One thing great about you, Pisces, is you're always multitasking because you are multifaceted. And this is your strength, that you're multifaceted. Here's a message from our Creator one. You were not meant to be abundant with riches and worldly things, my beloveds. These things are fruitless pursuits, for as soon as you get attached, you shall lose them. Only the meek inherit the earth, for they will know how to survive on it without all these worldly possessions and things. True abundance, Pisces, comes in the form of love, wisdom, strength, good health, and spirit, not all in what you own or how you look, but what is within your character and individuality determines your true abundance. Knowing thyself to be true is a way to master your own abundance. Know that you are limitless, without limits. There is nothing that can limit you. And that is a message from our Creator one. And that is the wonderful messages I got for 2024 going to 2025. Now I'm going to give you the okay messages. Those were the great ones that I got. All right. Goddess Isis energy is calling for you, Pisces. You're chosen and holding sacred magic power. There is a lineage of Isis temple magic here for someone. There's a lineage here of Lemuria, Atlantis, or ancient Egypt. You might want to read or follow up on some documentaries or references of Egypt because they keep showing up. Sign from your ancestors or angels, there's going to be symbolism, being guided, called to go within and be your truth. I also see the goddess Bastet here, the goddess of war and fertility, an ancient Egyptian cat goddess for protection of the family, the home, and Pharaoh, for her role in fertility and childbirth, and for pleasure, aka the goddess of the moon, represented as a woman with a cat's head, and she held an instrument in her hands called the sistrum. Whatever this instrument did, that's something that was very ancient knowledge. We don't know. We don't know, but I'm quite curious to find out. And I almost feel like it had something to do with fertility, with like, or with the moon, like controlling the tides or whatnot. So That's the message I got with that. You may feel a little bit vulnerable during the moon cycles at this time, because during this time you're actually susceptible to physical or emotional attack or harm. So keep that in mind, that you feel vulnerable. You may even feel brokenhearted feeling that kind of vulnerability during these periods of the shift in the moon cycles. You're very connected to the moon, Pisces. Very connected. I mean, they say like Cancer is very connected to the moon, but I feel like Pisces and Scorpio are just as connected because you're all water signs, right? All right. I see a Friday. I don't know what Friday, but a throat chakra activation happening on a Friday for blue ray starseed that is going to send them on a long voyage by speaking their truth. This voyage, you're going to feel like a bird in flight. This is a message for someone. And you're going to go on a long journey involving travel by sea or in space. Yes, my friend, you might be going to space. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. You're going to have maybe an out of body experience, even, because there's going to be an activation here happening in your throat by you speaking your truth. Now, another way you can ground is by doing yoga outdoors and rooting your chakras. Yes, that's the best way to do it. Yes, go outdoors and do some yoga. That is like one of the greatest ways to ground. Also, planting, getting down to the ground, putting your hands in the dirt, planting, bringing anything back to life by growing it, taking care of plants, gardening, sowing seeds, you know, watering them. Like all this is grounding. Watering something, bringing it to health, bringing it to life. That's grounding, guys. If you do something that you bring people back to life, you're a doctor, you're grounding every day, all the time. If you're nurturing something, if you're a mother, you're taking care of a baby, that's grounding, guys. If you are washing dishes, doing things with your hands, hard labor, that's grounding. You're working the land. You're grounding. Do you understand? Okay. You're a way shower. So embody your authenticity by showing the way of doing things, by being a way shower, because that's your right. That's your soul sovereign right, Pisces, to be a way shower. Okay. You committing to someone or something to build something, promising. You're collaborating, connecting, passion, purpose, full circle moments in March. So, right now, my friend, in the time of March, you're committing to something or someone to build something, promising. Good news. Someone may be drawn to your generosity and they are going to reward you by matching your generosity. So this is going to be a very robust feeling for you. You're going to feel strong and healthy and vigorous at this time. You're going to be in good health. Now, one person I want to give a shout out to is the Quantum Queen. Because due to her Pisces reading that I was watching, they're not expecting this side of you, quantum teroscope. And I was wondering, what is this side of Pisces that they're not expecting? This is it. You have strengthened, my friend. You are a warrior or a warrioress, connecting to nature. By connecting to nature and eating healthier, and you've been through a lot of trials but you've grown a thicker skin. And you look tough, Pisces, actually, right now, because you've been through a battle, but you didn't lose the war. All right? You did not lose the war, my friend. And that is a message from Quantum Queen. Know that you are a warrior or a warrioress. You're actually strong and healthy and vigorous right now. These are good things. Now, there's a new vulnerability to the unknown. You're going through a new beginning. So have courage and confidence, my friend. Confidence, such as morale. And morale is the enthusiasm and discipline of a person. And this you have confidence, morale, courage, and confidence towards a new beginning. A little vulnerable because you don't know what's going to happen, but you have it. It's coming in 2024 going into 2025. Now, here's another one message I got. And I'm going to give a shout out to my girl, Amber Khan, the Quietest Revolution, and her Pisces Sun and Rising mid-March 2024 reading. She gave me this message to stick to your sweet spirit and nicety. I love those choices of words that Amber used. So I had to write them down. I had to say it. So you may have a bone to pick this year with someone. You may go through a period of isolation that makes things better, actually. And they may surprise you how they show up for you. Your this person that you have a bone to pick with. So stick to your sweet spirit and nicety, and you will be rewarded in April if you do. So basically, one of the things Amber said, you're going to go through a period right now in March where you get what you put out. So if you put out nicety, nice things, nice seeds, sow nice things with people, good, then it's going to come back and reward you in April. But if you sow bad seeds, like if you do digs to people, because you're on top, you're going through an upward swing right now in March. Your season, Pisces. If you're a dick to people, it's going to come back to you in April. If you're a bitch to people, they're going to hurt you in April. So be nice. Be nice. That's what Amber Khan said. All right. And it might even be a courtship period, a period during which a couple develops a romantic relationship with a view to marriage, even. So that's interesting for some. There may even be marriage on the table here if you're nice, which is funny. She didn't say that. That's what I'm saying. I see courtship in March, going into April. So the possibilities are limitless for you, Pisces. Even a soulmate, long-term and an end-all, be-all relationship, because I see marriage on the table. So right now you are in a gap timeline, which may feel a little schizophrenia going here, which is a stigma, I know. I'm not saying you have schizophrenia, but during Pisces season, during this time, which is about to end, the energy is dark enough during this period. It may seem like you may form a severe impairment in daily functioning with biological components attached to it, especially during the moon cycles. This holds some merit if you, and this is not a message for everybody, if you have paranoid delusions, disruptive thoughts that are jumping back and forth from unrelated ideas, or you have brief answers, or you lose interest in social interactions and basic healthcare tasks like taking a shower or getting dressed or brushing your teeth, things like that. Or if you have like impaired memory or attention deficits or impaired executive functionings that impair your employment in the like almost losing your job because you make a bad choice or a bad call. Don't fret, my pet, because you may have a chemical imbalance in your brain. You have a dopamine imbalance, and it's not your fault because you're chosen. You're a highly evolved being living a human experience. And sometimes it's a genetic human condition. All right, Pisces? Or severe, some people may call it a severe chronic mental disorder, just because you have abnormal behaviors than others. Or you may experience some serious academic problems at moments, but overall, Pisces, you're a high functioning person and you are blessed. I just want you to know that the possibilities are still limitless for you, even though you have this little crutch that happens on the moon cycles. You still are a high functioning human being. I just want to give you props because you come a long way. This has held you back in many stands because of the way the world is set up with these stigmas about mental health. But there's nothing wrong with you. You're blessed. You are blessed. Now those are the okay messages. Now we're going to go on to the advice and the advice. Okay? Going on to the advice. We talked about your affection and your devotion, and your love and your loyalty and enthusiasm for an activity or a cause or a person, right? That's happening this year. And did we talk about your bliss, your rapture, your feeling of intense pleasure and joy because of it? Probably not. But you are forgiving. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to Issy Tarot from her February love messages. I got this message from her. You are forgiving and learning, releasing and healing, and trying to get past an infidelity. You're going through a healing cycle that is going on regarding communication. So, not so great, but you're healing and you're learning, and it's a cycle. Did we talk about your broken heart and how you're susceptible to physical or emotional attack or harm? Yeah, that might be a little bit in your head. But no, not around the moon cycles. It's not. You could be under spiritual attack. That's very true. But being with someone and knowing that you are no longer an option, but a priority is going to feel priceless to you this year. So there is going to be someone that you are going to make a commitment to. No longer are you going to be an option, but a priority, Pisces. So that's actually good news. And I told you about the voyage, how you're going to be a bird in flight, going through sea or space. My goodness, that's crazy. Sounds like an adventure voyage, like Star Trek or something. Okay. All right. And I want to give a shout out to Lily Light Tarot 222. It's the first time I've ever gave a shout out to you, but I was watching your Big Abundant Turnout reading for Pisces during their birthday season of 2024. She says that incoming rewards are coming for your struggle. Incoming rewards, meaning what you are on the path of pursuing, you are going to be met with it. And it's meant just for you. And it's going to transform into new, exciting change for you, Pisces. Great. Great. I had to give that message because it's such a great message. And also, the reason why you don't have too many close relationships is because you like to go deep when making connections. And you tend to disregard shallow acquaintances, Pisces. That's just the way you vibe. And some people may see this as a weakness for you, not having a lot of close connections. But actually, it's not a debility where it's a physical weakness, especially as a result of illness. No, it's your strength. Forming those boundaries to know who is on your side, who is not on your side, and what is balanced and what is not balanced. You need to be balanced. You need to keep equal ebb and flow. You can't just be one trick pony. No. Remember, you're multifaceted, multitasking, and you need someone on your level. On your level. Now, the things you have gained success in may not seem sustainable to many other people's standards, but it is your passion and it is your trade and it is what you love to do. And it keeps you healthy and robust and vigorous. It's your jam, man. It's your jam, Pisces, and you're in it. You're in it to win it. It's your way of showing how you jive and your success. And you've been learning the lessons. This is when you could have been a better human. It is when you're gaining that wisdom and abundance. And there's this weird universal thing going on, but you're learning the lessons as to when you could have been a better human in 2024 going into 2025. And this has to do with your morale and how disciplined of a person you are and how enthusiastic you are at times and when you're not. Knowing your vulnerabilities is your strength. And there's a love in the air, but it's tinged with deceit, my friend. You have a hard time trusting or accepting love. But I do see courtship and think you think you need them just as much as they need you. Especially necessarily about finances when it comes to finances with this courtship. Make sure you're getting involved for the right reasons. Pisces. Now on to the hard stuff to hear. The not so good news. But you know what? Knowing is half the battle. There's going to be this moment. The song came up. Don't Cry for Me, Argentina. All this season, the song kept coming up. Don't cry for me, Argentina. I want you to look at the lyrics to that song, and that might resonate for some of you. The truth is, I've never left you, but in my saddened days, my own existence, I kept my promise. Don't keep your distance. Yeah, there's a lot of words, but that's the only part I know. All right. So you may be undergoing this brokenheartedness because of divine sex magic between twin souls. There's two souls who are in this world, but not of it. And they're connected, and you are connected to another soul, my friend. And they may be performing divine sex magic on you during the moon phases. And this is what it's actually somebody trying to reach out to you. Are not of this world, but you're in it. Here, it's just a deep soul connection you have with somebody and they're kind of messing with you. I don't know. But read the Sophia codes. It's the only advice I got for you. Talked about your intelligence and your voyage Oh, did we talk about your pride, my friend? We didn't. Okay, well, this is where it goes. Now, about your voyage, you don't want to be a mind reader, Pisces. You deserve to be shown when you're loved this year. You are someone you love is in deep regret with how they treated you. You or someone else you love is in deep regret with how they treated you. I also see millions of sea life that are going to be washing up on shore and dying on the coast. There's going to be excessive deaths in marine life in 2024, excessive deaths overall in nature in 2024 going to 2025. Not a good message, but one that I think we need to know. Now, don't fall asleep with any devices or mirrors facing you because that is a gateway for demonic forces. Cover them or power off while you are asleep. Protect your space by saging and setting an intention for divine support to block anything in spirituality that is not for your highest good when you sage. Okay? Because this will protect you. Now, we're talking about your pride here, where you show a magnificent splendor or showy display of who you are, right? Many vessels will be, you will be showing that light like you always do. But beware, because evil traits, trials, and tribulations of 2024, such as delusion, passivity, manipulation, fantasy, and submission, are going to be at your beck and call. You are being tested, my friend, if you're going to fall for the bait. You're going through trials and tribulations. Keep your pride in check for this year, if you can. Many vessels will be sunk this year, some to war and violence, some to power and drought and control, but also natural disasters, vandalism, and fragile engineering. There's going to be a global security challenge this year, World War III even level. So keep that in mind, keep that in check. Told you these aren't the good messages. These are the hard ones. The last messages are always the hardest. You may have, we talked about your weaknesses, right? What people think are your weaknesses. It may not even be your weaknesses. Whoever you are looking for this year that's going to balance you, be your equal, it may look non-traditional, but you don't need to meet the status quo to validate your self-worth, Pisces. You have radical acceptance. What you thought should hold value has actually shifted this year, is going to shift. You may have a push-pull relationship going on with another Pisces or a Cancer sign, water sign like yourself. Right now, you're in a stalemate position. There's blocked energy. You feel done. And it's not so easy for you to detach. There's something pulling you back, pulling you towards them. Well, with this morale, karma has accumulated in a relationship over time. You learned a lot from this dynamic. Apathy, depression, a conflicting dynamic, or closure of a final lesson. But realizing how you show up in relationships, realizing how you do and how you don't, your mind is already made up. But you still overanalyze it, Pisces. You are seeing a reflection of yourself wrapping up a significant cycle, and you have a heavy heart right now of completion. But remember that you need to be disciplined. You need to discipline your enthusiasm or your non-enthusiasm. But some of you may be aligned with a Sagittarius. You may have had a falling out with them. Now you are seeing eye to eye, finally, after having a falling out with a Sagittarius. And I was talking about that marriage, that courtship. You need to work on your Four of Wands by yourself, your courtship game, fulfilling your own needs, such as self-love, at a rapid pace, and a determinable goal and future for self. So right now you're working on yourself, working on your Four of Wands, fulfilling your own needs, your self-love, loving yourself. This is part of that courtship process, because if you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody else, Pisces. And you're going through a full spectrum of feeling and healing. You have been carrying something from the past heavily. Secrets are being unearthed with love to be released from resentment. Because when you feel the weight of resentment be lifted, it will feel spectacular. You will feel like a weight just coming off your chest, like it's free, like you feel so light, no longer heavy. So that's happening this year. But the possibilities are endless, because we're talking about this limitless. Yeah, they're not endless, they're limitless. The possibilities are limitless, is what God said for you, Pisces. That's a wonderful message from God for you. You have so many possibilities at your beck and call, and you are getting to be advanced with a commitment from another being. Now, a commitment from another being sometimes, not all the time, fills a void. And maybe you made a commitment with another just to realize that it was a lie. Or flip it. Another person made a commitment to you, Pisces, and it was good. And you thought in your head it was a lie, and you sabotaged a good thing. Just make sure, Pisces, that you're not the one lying to yourself concerning a commitment. Because this right here is going to bring you maturity and advance you and make you modern and recently developed tip concerning maturity. An advanced tip concerning maturity is that you're modern and recently developed concerning maturity. You've upgraded, you advanced to learning the lesson of maturity going into 2025. And that is the end of your messages, I think. You got maturity, advanced, virtue, merit, possibilities are limitless, marriage, courtship is on the table, confidence and morale is being disciplined, health is robust, your weakness is not a debility, but a strength. Your weakness with your mental health is not a weakness, but a strength. And pride, you're going to show a little pomp with your pride, which is a good thing. You're a bird in flight going on a voyage. You're intelligent and brilliant, and your broken heart is vulnerable at this time. But your bliss is within the rapture, and your affection and devotion is strong. And these are all good character strengths within you in the year 2024 going to 2025. And those prophecies of drought, famine, and war is on the table. All right. I hate to be the keeper of bad news, but somebody's got to say it. And if it ain't me, who else will it be? So, love you all, Pisces. Keeping it real in 2024, going into 25. Please keep in mind that I did your reading. Part 1 is done. Now, all I need to do is give you a message from God, which is part 3, and that will be coming soon. So, keep it real. Did I get any messages? Oh, and I did something on here about these live chats. I'm just getting used to doing these live chats. And I invited somebody. I don't know what that's about, but keeping it real. I tried it. I gave it a go. Didn't seem to do much. I would like more comments. If anybody wants to leave a comment, I mean, I'm one of those people. I will actually answer your comments, each and every one of you. I'm one of those people. I'm surprised I don't get more comments. I don't know. People's rejection of me, I guess, is God's protection for me. And people just are afraid, I guess, to comment. I don't have that many followers yet. But I will. I'm devoted. I have a lot of time on my hands, and I'm willing to, if anybody has any questions, I'm willing to answer those questions on live feed, on whenever you comment on any of my content. I'm just surprised many people don't want to ask me any questions yet. I'm here for. Here to save many souls. I'm here to shed light. God bless. Jesus and me loves you. Archangel Revelations out.